Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Math Unlocked with your host, Mrs. Rhodes-Grierson. What are we doing in this lesson? In today's lesson, we're looking at converting fractions, but this time we're looking at from improper fractions to mixed numbers. So here I have a fraction, and how do I know it's improper? The fraction says 5 halves. 5 halves is representing what? If I have 5 halves, let's visualize that. I have a whole divided into 2 equal pieces. This represents 2 halves. So if this is 2 halves would make a whole. So if I have 5 halves, that means I have more than a whole. So that is how I know that I can actually convert this improper fraction to a mixed number that will tell me how many wholes and how many halves. So if I have 5 halves, I wrote 1 whole, I got 2 halves from it. I need to actually represent 5 halves, so I need another whole. And I'm going to divide that into 2 equal pieces again. Now I know I have 2 halves from here, 2 halves from there. That's 4 halves, I need another one. I'm going to draw another whole. I'm going to divide this into 2 equal pieces. And I'm going to shade what actually represents 5 halves. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 halves is what is being represented here. Now, if I'm converting from an improper to a mixed number, the mixed number tells us how many wholes and how many parts. So from here, I can clearly say I have 2 wholes. So this is 1 whole plus 1 whole, that gives me 2 whole, plus this 1 half, which is representing that I have 2 and a half. 2 wholes and 1 half. So that means that to convert would mean that from my 5 halves, which is an improper fraction, is equal to 2 and a half as a mixed number. Now how do I write that? How do I show that without actually using a diagram? If I have 5 halves and I want to convert to a mixed number, I'm actually asking, how many groups of 2 can I get out of 5? I could get 2 groups of 2 with a remainder of 1. The remainder of 1 is like my additional piece that cannot make a whole group. So that means I have 1 now with a denominator of 2, which represents that group required 2 pieces, but I only have 1. So to use the operation to show you what happens here, and say that if I have 5 halves, I could divide 5 by 2, which gives me 2, with a remainder of 1 over 2 because my denominator was 2. So the conversion is an operation of division. I'm dividing my numerator by 2, my denominator, to tell how many wholes and how many parts. So this is how we convert, guys, from an improper fraction to a mixed number. Of course, I'm going to leave you with 1. I'm going to leave you with 1. How would you convert 7/3? What would be the mixed number that is representing this improper fraction? What we're seeing here is that we have 7/3, which means we have more than a whole. How many wholes and how many parts would you get? Convert. Place your answer in the comment section.